Hey Miami Middle School Scholars, Mr. Throop-Voors here with today's homework help. Here is your homework for today, 10:15. We're looking at percents of a number. So if you remember, our anchor chart that we've been working on and working from for the last couple days is this. So this is a really helpful anchor chart. As you can see, we can move from a fraction up here to a decimal by just dividing the numerator by the denominator, because all fractions are just division problems. And then of course we can go from a decimal to a percentage by just multiplying that decimal number by 100. And it's easy to multiply any number by 100. You're just moving that decimal place 2 places over. And then of course on this side of our anchor chart, we can go from a percent. By dividing 100, we can get to that decimal, and then we can convert that decimal into a fraction over 100, and then of course we can reduce that if we can. So this is your homework, and I want to look at and zoom in on question number 1. So it says here, write the 6% sales tax for each item. So this first item costs $30, and we want to see how much 6% sales tax is going to be added onto that. So of course our problem is going to be $30, and we're multiplying this by 6%. And we want to figure out how much we're adding on to this. Well, if we look back over here, 6%, if we look at this side of our anchor chart, 6%, we need to divide by 100 to get to the decimal. So this is where students can easily confuse this and just say that 6% is equal to 0.6. That is not true. So 6% is not equal to 0.6. That would be actually 60%. So 6% is going to be 0 and 600ths, because that's what 6% is. Percent is out of 100, so it'd be 0 and 600ths. So if we want to take 30% and multiply by 6%, that's going to be 30 times 0.06, or 0 and 600ths. And so the easiest way to do that, of course, is a standard algorithm. We're going to multiply by 0.06, and then we can just simply multiply. So 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18. And I don't need to multiply anymore because these are zeros. And so that's just going to zero things out and make things complicated. But my answer is not 180. Remember, I have to look at my decimal. When I multiply, I count the numbers. I count the number of digits to the right of every decimal. So 30 doesn't have any digits to the right of the decimal, so I don't need to do anything there. But 6% has 2 digits. So I'm going to move my decimal place 2 places over, and that gives me $1.80, and that's actually in dollars. So that's what I'm adding to $30 here in my problem. So $30 plus $1.80. And so if I line up my decimals like this, I can add these numbers together. So I'm getting 80 cents here. And then, of course, 0 and 1 is 1, and 3 and nothing is 31. So my total cost on question number 1 is going to be $31.80. Of course, number 2, 3, and 4 are very similar to that. With number 5, you're going to need to think about that and multiply 200 Americans by 30%, because 30% of them can swim 100 yards. So make sure you bring this back tomorrow. Again, subscribe to this channel. I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful evening,